Hello.
Oh, God.
I'm at the Toronto Guitar Expo. It's a 2-day event, and I wanted to ask attendees today a very simple question. If your guitar could talk, what would it say about you?
Oh my goodness.
It would say,
Oh.
um,
I guess I'm indecisive, but I moisturize. No, I don't know. Don't put that in.
That was actually funny.
I don't need more siblings.
Please stop. That's too many notes. No one cares what you're playing.
Yeah.
If my guitar could talk, what would it say about me? Perhaps I'll answer that question a little bit later in the video, but if your guitar could talk, what would it say about you? That's a question that I got to ask a lot of fine people who attended the first annual Toronto Guitar Expo. Now, I'm going to say this without any hesitation. This is the show that Toronto deserves. By the way, I am Dan, the self-proclaimed lonely rocker, covering all things guitar and gear. Now, ahead of hearing some more answers to that crazy question, let's get a little taste of what the Toronto Guitar Expo was all about. If your guitar could talk, what would it say about you?
This guy needs to get out more often.
Stop torturing me.
Stop putting me in the freezer. And stop slapping me. I play bass.
Devil worshipper.
It would say that I like to rock, which is cliche.
Now, I'm curious, you the viewer, if your guitar could talk, what would it say about you? Let me know down in the comments. Now, as fellow guitar players, I'm sure none of us would be surprised that we got a few answers like this.
Practice more, loser. Practice more? I don't know.
it'd probably say I've had enough of him. He practiced on me way too much.
You need to practice more.
Now, considering this was the first annual Toronto Guitar Expo, some brands were just kind of kicking tires or maybe going to kick back a little bit to see how well the event went. And a number of brands just jumped right in to get in on the first year. And we had a lot of great brands there, a good wide spectrum of really well-known brands mixed in with a lot of really great boutique brands. Let's get a little taste of that.
It would say that I sweat way too much, I don't clean it enough, and take better care of me. It would be very upset. All the guitars, they'd all be upset with me.
I think it'd tell me to stop picking it so hard.
Pulls my strings way too much when he bends.
I'm over here. Learn something new, would you?
I spend too much time playing around and not actually playing.
Give me a break.
It would say take it a bit slow. And then it would say to be a little bit more careful what I lean in against.
It would say you don't play me often enough. It would say I'm sitting dusty in the corner. What's wrong with you?
Leave me alone.
So there was a lot of great vendors that were showcasing at the Toronto Guitar Expo. I want to introduce you to a couple of them. We've got Goran from Vicious Guitars and my good friend Padraig from Corrigan Pickups, probably my favorite aftermarket pickups. I've got a set in my double neck guitar, did a whole video about that. I'll link that in the description or somewhere above my head if you want to check that out. But Padraig brought along his friend Gregory and wanted to introduce him to me.
Gregory is our pickup demonstration guitar. So we have all of our pickups for the show. We have demo versions of them for the guitar, and they are all on a 3.5mm TRS jack. So each pickup position has its own coil split as well as selection, and then you can add the bridge to the neck or the middle, and then it's all on a sliding rail system. So you just unplug the pickup and slide it in and out. And then I scalloped the fingerboard from the 12th fret up.
Of course you did.
Well, if you're going to put a Raspberry Pi 4 into your guitar, you probably should scallop.
Yes.
Get the frets. I also put Doom on it, so if you get bored, I've got a gaming controller and you can play Doom.
My name is Goran, and I'm a person behind Vicious Guitars. Soaring A shape and this is all I do. If you're in the market for a V or an A, hit me up.
So getting back to that, if your guitar could talk question, there were a few attendees there who had no shame, were pretty confident that their guitars would be quite complimentary about them.
It would say that I'm a really genuine guy.
Oh. I'm very cool. I would say I have good fingers.
That I'm just amazing. I'm an amazing guitar player, I think.
Love the way you play me.
So this being the Toronto Guitar Expo, there was no shortage of guitars on display at the event. You had some really household names, some expensive guitars, some not so expensive guitars, some budget-friendly guitars like this one. This is a Dataratha custom guitar. This is probably one of the best budget-friendly guitars that I've ever tried. I'm going to be doing a whole video about this, so now would be a good time to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out when I drop this video. But let's get a little taste of some of the guitars that were at the Toronto Guitar Expo.
Hi, my name is Matthias Chow. I do custom illustrations on guitar bodies and guitars. I paint them, I hand paint them, I finish them, and I polish them. I just have fun.
Jamie, my husband, who builds and designs all of the pedals, he started off with just like, these were the cigarettes that he smoked when he was living in a basement apartment trying to make it as a musician. Started off just with the one pedal and then slowly built our way out. And now we've got a lineup of 10, I think.
Hey, I'm Nick. I'm Tim, and we're the Frank Brothers of Frank Brothers Guitar Company here at the Toronto Guitar Expo. We've got a few guitars to show off, and we're having a good time meeting a lot of people.
If your guitar could talk, what would it say about you?
Well, I'm a bass player, so you know there's more than two strings, right?
I am a luthier who neglects his own instruments, and it's very shameful. They need to be cleaned. They need to be cleaned.
Clean me.
Clean me. That's exactly it.
So the Toronto Guitar Expo is actually the brainchild of the organizer of the Synth and Pedal Expo. This is a show that's been traveling around the world featuring pedals and synths. In fact, there was a lot of booths featuring products in the synth category at the show as well, running in parallel with the Toronto Guitar Expo. Not something I typically feature on this channel, but saw some really, really cool stuff. But guitar pedals, this is something that's common to synth players and guitar players, and there were no shortage of guitar pedals at the event. So I want to share some of the plethora of guitar pedals that were there, as well as some other things that were featured at the Toronto Guitar Expo. So if my guitar could talk, what would it say about me?
Dude, do something about that coffee breath.
Which one of you said that? I'm not sure that was worth waiting for. I think guitar shows are really an important vehicle to help celebrate our love for guitar, and Toronto has really been underserved, but not anymore. We've got the Toronto Guitar Expo, and certainly hope this is the first of many to come. If you're a brand that would like to feature your products at the next Toronto Guitar Expo, I'm going to put a link in the description. Make sure to check it out. Of course, if you want to attend the next Toronto Guitar Expo, whenever it'll be announced, all that information will be at the same link. Hopefully we'll see you there, and let's turn this into a big annual event. Like I said, Toronto deserves the show, and I'm going to do everything I can to help make this a big success year after year. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any thoughts, any questions, that's what the comment section is for. But if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And I've got a video here on screen, one of my favorite guitar brands. Perhaps we'll get to see them at a future show here at the Toronto Guitar Expo. That's Balaguer Guitars and my Espada Limited. What an awesome guitar. But remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. And yeah, I think I'm going to figure out which one of my guitars was making fun of me. I'm getting back at him. But perhaps I'll see you again in another video.